So now we will create a button animation, and this is the button that is getting displayed over here. And when we get the mouse cursor on this button, as you can see, this is the animation that we are going to create just with the help of plain HTML and the CSS properties. So guys, let us move to the VS Code. So let us create a new folder inside the HTML CSS projects. So over here we will create the folder and we will name it as 07, and then we will say button animation in this case. So guys, basically this is the new folder that we have created. Inside this we will create our HTML and the CSS files. So we have index.html file and the style.css file as well. So guys, basically we have both these files over here. Now inside the index.html file we will make use of this emmet abbreviation, that is exclamation mark, and when we press enter, as you can see, we have this HTML template that is getting generated. So over here for the title part, simply we will say button animation this time, and then after the title we will link the style.css file that we have created using this link:/css emmet abbreviation. So guys, basically we have to set the href, it is equal to the name of the file, that is style.css file over here. Now guys, inside the body tag, what we have to do is we will make use of the a tag, that is the anchor tag over here, and we will have the class name, that is button in this case. So guys, basically we are going to convert this a tag into a button, and we will have the animation inside the button over here. So guys, we have set the text as hover me in this case. So guys, let me just save this file now, and let us start the live server over here from the bottom right. So as you can see, this is the link that is getting displayed, that is having the text hover me in this case. Now guys, let us provide certain CSS properties to this a tag so that we can convert this link into a button. So guys, over here inside the style.css file, first of all we will have the body tag over here so that we can have the button tag at the center of the screen, so that we can get this a tag at the center of the screen in this case. So let me just provide the display, it is equal to flex, and then simply we will say justify content, it is equal to center. Let me just save this file now. So as you can see, we are getting the link at the center of the screen over here. Apart from this, we will also provide align items, it is equal to center in this case. So as you can see, we are getting the link at the center of the page as far as the horizontal alignment is concerned. Now guys, what we will do is simply we will provide certain CSS properties to this button class over here. Let me just rename this class name to btn, because the button keyword is also reserved for the button tag in this case. Let me just rename this class name to btn so that we don't get confused with the button tag inside HTML. So guys, over here we are going to make use of this class, that is btn. So inside the style.css file we have the dot character followed by the btn. Now guys, over here first of all let us provide the padding of 10 pixels from top and bottom and 20 pixels from left and right in this case. Also we will have certain border over here. So let's say we have 2 pixels of border which is of the type solid this time, and then we will have the color, that is 764 ABC as far as the hex color is concerned. So guys, this is the color that we are going to use in order to have the border color, and also the text color must be the same color. So guys, it is a best practice in order to copy this value of the hex color and save it inside a variable. So guys, over here inside the body tag we will create a variable, that is button color over here. So guys, basically we have this button color variable, and let us provide this hex color this time. So basically this is the variable that we can use anywhere we want to make use of this color inside the body tag. So guys, over here simply we have to make use of the where function, and inside the where function we will make use of this variable that we have defined, that is button color over here. Remember that we have to provide 2 times hyphen while using the variable and also while declaring the variable over here, either inside the root selector or the body selector. So let me just save this file now, and let us see the border over here. So as you can see, we are getting the border that is of the 2 pixels solid type this time. Now guys, this text color should also have the same border color over here. So what we will do is simply we will say color, it is equal to where function, and then we will make use of this variable. So let me just save this file now. So as you can see, both the colors are same now, and then apart from this, what we will do is simply we will remove the underline by using the text decoration, it is equal to none, and also we will provide certain border radius so that we get a good corners for this particular button. So simply we will have the border radius of 20 pixels. Let me just save this file now. So as you can see, the link is now converted to a button that is getting displayed over here. Apart from this, let us also provide certain margin from top so that we have certain spacing from top. So we have provided the 50 pixels margin from top of this button. Now guys, let us create the animation inside this button over here. And before that, simply if you want to change the color of the button, you can simply come over here and make changes to this color. So let's say we want to change it to some green color over here. So when we change this color to green, let's say we are using this particular color. Let me just save this file now. So as you can see, the button border is now converted to green color. Along with it, the text is also changed to green color over here. So guys, this is the way that you can make use of the variables, and simply you can make the changes at one location so that the changes are applied at all the locations wherever you have used that particular variable. So as you can see, this is the color that we are using. Now guys, apart from this, what we have to do is we have to create a rectangular shape element on this web page so that we can create the animation for this button when we get the mouse cursor on this particular button. So simply we will make use of this button class over here, and we can make use of the pseudo element that is before. So guys, basically this before and after pseudo elements will help us in order to create new HTML elements without having to provide those HTML elements inside the HTML page. So guys, let us check that how we can do it with the help of the before pseudo element. So over here we have made use of this button class which is representing this a tag over here. Always remember that if you want to create the new HTML elements by using the before or the after pseudo element, you can do so only for the container tags. You cannot do it for the tags which are not containers. So let's say if you have the input tag which is not a container tag, you cannot make use of the before and after pseudo elements in order to add new HTML elements. So guys, inside the curly braces, first of all we have to make use of the content CSS property, and simply we will keep it as blank over here, that is double quotes in this case. Now guys, apart from this, we also have to make use of the position CSS property. It must be absolute. So guys, whenever we are making use of this position equal to absolute CSS property, we need to have the container. So currently the container is button class over here, and we have to make the position as relative for this parent container this time. So over here we set the position as relative, and then for the position equal to absolute, we can provide the top left, bottom or right CSS properties. So where do we want this box to occur? Exactly over here at the top left corner of the button. So simply we will say top it is equal to 0 and also left it is equal to 0, so that the top left corner of this particular new element is aligned over here at the top left of the button. Now guys, apart from this, we also want this element to have the width equal to 100%, which should cover the entire button, and also the height of 100% over here. So simply we will say width it is equal to 100% and also the height CSS property as 100% this time. And then apart from this, let us also have certain background color. So simply we will make use of the same color by using the where function, and then we will use this button color over here. Let me just save this file now. And now if you see on the web page, there is a square box that is covering the entire button over here. Now guys, this particular square box is present on top of the button that we had already created. So basically if we don't provide the top and left CSS property over here, let us see what happens. So we have commented out these lines of code. Let me just save this file now. As you can see, it is getting placed somewhere over here and not exactly at top of the button, which is behind this particular rectangular box. And then guys, we also want this rectangular box to be present behind the button. So what we can do is simply we will set the z index CSS property to -1 over here, so that it goes behind the current button that is already present on the web page. So when we save this file now, it has gone behind the button over here, and since the text color is also having that variable, we are not able to make it out because the text color of the hover me text is also having the same color over here. What we will do is, instead of having this color, simply we will set the color as white this time. So when we say color it is equal to white, you will be able to see the hover me text, which means the button is now at the top of the rectangular box. And when we remove the z index over here, which is -1, now the rectangle shape is on the top of the button. So guys, this is the way that you can make the rectangular box that you have created by using this before pseudo element go behind the button this time. So guys, when we save this file now, so basically this particular rectangular box is present behind the button right now. And then guys, what we will do is simply I'll remove this color over here and uncomment this line of code. And also we want the top and left to be 0 so that the box comes exactly on top of the button. So let us remove these comments over here, and then let me just save this this file now. So as you can see, the box is exactly at the top of the button. Now guys, we want to move this box on the left hand side, and when we get the mouse cursor on this button over here, the box should come behind the button so that we can see the cool animation. So what we will do is we will make use of the transform CSS property, and then we will say translate X this time. So guys, basically this will help us in order to move the box, and we will say negative 100% this time. So let me just save this file now. So as you can see, the box has moved to the left right now, and when we get the mouse cursor over here, the box should come behind this particular button. So simply what we can do is we can make use of the hover pseudo class over here. So guys, basically we will make use of this button class over here, and on hover event, which means we make use of this hover class, we want this portion, that is before portion over here, to come on the right hand side. So simply after the hover pseudo class, we will make use of the before pseudo element over here in this way, and then after this what we have to do is the before element should move on the right. So simply we will say transform, and then we will say translate X. It should go to the original position, which is 0th position over here for the X coordinate. So when we say 0, let me just save this file now, and when we get the mouse cursor now on the button, as you can see, the rectangular shape element is now coming behind the button over here. Now guys, we want the smooth transition this time. So simply what we will do is we will say transition CSS property over here for the button class. We will say all, and then we will say 1 second as the timing, and the same line of code should be present for the before element as well for the button class. So over here we have provided the transition all, it is equal to 1 second. Now guys, whatever changes happen to the button or the rectangular element over here, it will happen with a transition of 1 second. So when we save this file now, and now when we get the mouse cursor over here, as you can see, there's a transition of 1 second that we can see. Now guys, we also want to hide this rectangular element before we get the mouse cursor over here on the button. So what we can do is simply inside the button class, we will say overflow CSS property, it must be hidden. So guys, whatever elements are present outside of the border of this particular button class will be hidden by default. So let me just save this file now. So as you can see, there is no element that can be seen, and when we get the mouse cursor over here, as you can see, this is the way that the animation is happening. Now guys, when the element covers the button, we want to change the text of the hover me that is present over here to white color. So what we can do is simply we will say button class, and then we will have the hover pseudo class over here, and then we will have the color, it is equal to white color. Let me just save this file now, and now when we get the mouse cursor over here, as you can see, there is a smooth transition that is happening, and the color of the hover me text is also getting converted to white color in this case. So guys, in this way you can create a cool animation over here with the help of the HTML and the CSS properties. Now guys, if you want to change the color of the button, simply as I have told you, you can come to this variable and then change the color. So let's say we want some version of the green color over here, so let's set the color to green color this time, and when we save this file now, as you can see, this is the button that is getting displayed on the web page, and when we get the mouse cursor over here, you can see the cool button animation that is happening. So guys, in this way you can set the required color based on your requirements as per the project. So guys, comment in the comment section below whether you have learned something out of this video. Please make sure that you like this video so that it reaches to more people, and subscribe to the channel so that you get the notifications on upcoming videos as well. I'll see you in the next video in which we are going to create more HTML and CSS projects. So stay tuned.